Kayla and Ruby nod to each other and then walk into the building, leaving Shiro alone with Michael. They stare awkwardly at each other as they both struggle with what to say. This time, it's Shiro who speaks first.
For what it's worth, Michael, I don't hate you. I never did, but I was frustrated with you. I wish you told me sooner what was going on. If I knew that Kai was targeting Sam earlier, then I would have gladly confronted him.
It just wasn't that, you know. I was getting uncomfortable by all the rumors about you. The fact that you lied to me about not writing the poem about Monica. It's just, there was all this uncertainty around you, and I didn't know who or what to believe. I got bad advice on what to do, and I listened to it because I was looking for an out for me, and I was trying to save Sam without her knowing. I knew that no matter what I chose, or what I choose, I was going to end up hurting someone. And I'm sorry I hurt you. Shiro lets out a shaky breath.
I understand that I lied and deceived you. Well, not just you, but Kayla, Ruby, everyone. That's also been eating me up for the last year. I wish I could have been upfront about it sooner, but the timing never worked out. Fronted 2 words. Plus, if I'd gone up and laid out everything on the table for you, there's no way in the right mind you would have placed yourself anywhere near me. So I never intended to keep the truth from you forever, and it sucks it came out the way that it did.
Yeah, it makes sense. Also, a thing that weirded me out was you eyeing my mom. There, see, they spelled eyeing right. Just, it lined up with all the rumors I was hearing about you, and I kind of viewed it as a confirmation.
I'm sorry I creeped you out by eyeing their mom.
Turn right around another text months later, and it's back again.
In fairness, she is a nice and pretty lady.
So I've been told, Michael says, shooting a knowing smile. Shiro lets out a slight laugh.
Yeah, I wish you would have said something sooner. I didn't want you to get the idea that I was into people's moms or something.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of our problems could have been avoided by just talking to each other. But I was just a scared, nervous wreck.
I know that feeling all too well. And especially about the whole talking it out part. That's how my relationship with Kai deteriorated to the point that it did. Which is why I was hoping to talk to you about all that, and how to avoid a whole repeat. I did some things back in middle school that I'm not proud of. Things that I didn't intend to do, or I was blinded by my anger. But I'm trying to be a better person. That rebuilt my relationship with Kayla, Ruby, Monica, helped someone pretty awesome through a toxic relationship, and faced down the biggest bully in our lives. I know I still have a lot to work on about myself, so I just hope we can patch things up to have a fresh start, you and me. I'm willing to give this thing another shot if you are,
Shiro says as he outstretches his hand, smiling hopefully. Michael looks down at Shiro's hand. A fresh start, huh? After everything we've been through together? Can things really get back to normal? Are we finally going to get to enjoy some peace and quiet in our lives? If so, for how long? Is Kai the only egomaniac that infected our school? Are there more like him? There's still so much about this place that I don't understand. But the one thing I have learned is that nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes. We all screw up. We hurt ourselves and others. But it's the determination. It is the determination. The willpower to be a good person. To not just look after yourself, but to try to think about others from time to time. So long as we stay true to ourselves, that we communicate honestly and respectfully. Michael takes Shiro's hand and shakes. I thought he was building up to something else. I'd like that very much.
I'm grateful.
Shiro embraces Michael in a bro hug, which Michael happily reciprocates. Both boys let out a chuckle and enjoy a brief moment of silence together. After everything they've been through together over the last couple of weeks, going from complete strangers to friends, to borderline enemies, to now friends once again, it had certainly been an ordeal for the two of them. After about a minute, Michael and Shiro pull away from each other.
Well, I'm sure things will be awkward for a bit.
Yeah, it's to be expected, I guess. But let's just take it at our own pace.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I don't want to keep you too long, so I'll head out.
What do you mean?
I'm not the only one who's scheduled for an emotional reunion.
What is he talking? As Shiro leaves, Sam steps out from behind the columns. She smiles weakly, walking up to Michael slowly. Without hesitation, Michael takes Sam into his arms softly. For a minute, the two don't say anything, letting their silence speak as their gratitude. The wind gently brushes past them as the two continue their embrace. I had no idea if I was ever going to be back here, Michael thought to himself. I didn't think anybody was going to bring an end to this nightmare. But we did. It was all thanks to her. She did all this for me. Sam, you really are an incredible person. I owe you so much. After a while, they finally pull away.
I'm proud of you, Michael. I'm glad that you were able to resolve things with Shiro and put your issues aside.
I can't take all the credit. I had a lot of motivation to push myself to get there. And honestly, I'm glad I did it. You gave me some happiness to enjoy, and I got to share it with Shiro. That was incredibly selfless of you, Sam.
It's just my purpose in life now. To give back to others what they've given to me. And I wasn't expecting to do it on such a big scale like this. It was all planned on a whim.
Well, I'm glad you did it. I'm happy to be back here with you.
It was nothing, really. I did it because I wanted to.
Well, I owe you one, big time.
Oh, stop. You don't owe me anything. I just want to see you happy from now on, Michael. No more drama, no more fighting or tears. Just now, happy memories.
Well, with you, then that's sure to happen. Come on, let's get this day started, Michael says as he walks past Sam, heading into the building. Sam watches on as Michael enters.
It's finally over now, huh? No more fighting. No more drama. No more Kai. Everybody is friends again. We can finally enjoy some peace and quiet, at least for the moment. I'll be sure to savor every moment.
As Sam picks up her belongings, her heart begins to beat rapidly against her chest.
Huh?
Sam puts her hand over her chest. She suddenly begins to feel lightheaded.
What's going on?
Sam's vision begins to bounce as it feels like her brain just tore itself in two. She feels her throat tighten, her lungs cry out as they slowly crumple.
But I already took my medication for the day.
She begins to feel woozy as she leans against the column for support.
Come on, just deep breaths.
Sam sharply inhales and shakily exhales. She feels her hands turn cold as ice as her veins freeze. Sam sees her world fade to black as she stands alone in a dark, empty abyss. Sam looks around the area, seeing nothing as far as the eye can see. She feels a chill coursing through her body. She shivers in place as she sees her own breath. A portal suddenly appears in front of her where the school entrance was a minute ago. On the other side of it is everyone. Michael, Sayori, Shiro, everyone she's come to know. They all smile at her. Sam reaches out to them, but feels something grab her shoulder. A cold, dark, bone-like hand gently caresses it. It's time. You've accomplished your goal. Sam lets out a nervous exhale. Your body continues to deteriorate. If you give in now, then it won't be as painful. And if you choose to stay, you'll also be hurting your friends. Give in, leave them behind, and your suffering will finally cease. Sam stares at her friends through the door on the other side, each of them smiling brightly at her. Sam then turns around, seeing nothing but the dark void behind her.
Now I remember what this place is. I've been here before, in this situation, in this place. Begging death not to take me and enjoy life, at least for a little bit longer. Why did it have to be now of all times? Please, let me stay just a little longer. I'm not ready to go yet. Just one more time, please. I just want to make sure that they stay on the right path.
It's your funeral, Samantha Meadows. Sam shrugs the hand off of her as she walks through the portal back into reality. Sam slowly opens her eyes as the world around her fades back into reality. She takes a brief look around to see if anyone had witnessed her episode. Sam breathes a sigh of relief upon seeing no one around her.
Michael must already be inside. He's probably wondering where I went. Well, I'd hate to make him worry.
Sam takes a deep breath in as she dusts herself off. She picks up her backpack off the ground and begins walking towards the front entrance. As she walks towards the front entrance, Sam begins to talk out loud to herself.
For so long, my life has always been hanging on by a thread. For my friends, my family, and myself, life was pretty hard as I endured the effects of my illness and treatments. At some point, I just thought it was all pointless. It made me feel sorry for myself, and I pitied those who knew me. I was just making them sad when I wanted them to be happy. In spite of everything, I never actually wanted to die. I love my family and my friends. I don't want to leave them behind. But at the same time, I felt like there was never any real point in connecting with people. I don't think I've ever been truly happy with myself. But it's rather meeting one person can change your whole perspective on things. I want to stick around for as long as I can. I want to live out the rest of life with the people I love, because that's what makes living worth it despite my pain. So for the first time in my life, I'm happy to be alive.
Hi, I'm Joel Deacon, the coder for this mod, and I really just wanted to say thank you for playing Branching Paths. I started working on this mod when I was a freshman in high school, and I'm currently a junior, heading into my second semester. It's safe to say I've built up a love for working on this mod, and it's a bit bittersweet to say goodbye to it. Many undoubtable hardships were in my life while I worked on BP. I recall a lot of times of being in the worst state of my life, but joyed to be working on something that I was genuinely proud of. Even though I wasn't here for BP when it started, I happily became its adoptive stepdad and loved it like my own project. And of course, I have no one else to thank but the massive amount of support that people such as Agent Gold, Kuta, halibabica, Ultra, and my friends who helped me through the difficulties of creating this project, like Nikki and James. All of the playtesters, artists, musicians, except for one, fuck you, guess they know who they are, and assistants that helped us finish BP will forever have my gratitude. I thank the YouTubers that and reviewers that played through the mod, that gave criticism, or criticism, and their thoughts about the mod too. And thanks to Dan Salavtel, for making DDLC in the first place. My history with this game runs long and deep. All the fan art, memes, and comments about the mod, positive or negative, has made the countless hours of coding and partial writing absolutely worth it in the end. I sincerely hope you enjoyed the finished project and stick around for whatever else we make in the future. Love y'all, Joe Deacon. P.S. If you liked the technical stuff in this game, I am a commissioned coder. Alright, I think that is it. I can't advance it, so it seems to be the end. Well, that was a branching paths. My goodness, quite a long saga to come to an end. I feel like it was like one good proofread away from being like a really great mod because, my goodness, the typos and especially the timing of the typos sometimes is like the main thing holding it back. I'm still annoyed by like the fanfic style of it, where like he said, she said, when you don't need that, or like whenever they describe something happening that could be shown visually, and I harped on them about that multiple times in the reviews, but like I understand. Like once you're doing something one way, it's hard to go back and change it all, especially for a project this big. But I do really feel like it hampers the presentation. It could be a lot better than it is. I think the story really saves it because it is a good story. There's a lot to it. They worked really well with the OCs, and even with just like as long as they delayed the introduction of the actual Dokis, it was nice that they were part of the plot later, but they weren't like the most important part or anything. And I think this mod really demonstrates how OCs can be strong if they have like a competent idea behind them. But yeah, that is going to do it for this one. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll catch you next time with more Doki Doki. Hope to see you then. Bye-bye.